everybody, and welcome to Mirta talking about the first day of Gamescom 2020. I didn't know that this was gonna be a thing. I was just kinda eating my dinner, looking at Twitter, and suddenly it popped up and it was like, yeah, it's about to begin, and I was like, eh? That was legitimately my reaction. I just watched the whole thing. I am not gonna talk about every single presentation that was shown. I'm gonna talk about the ones that mean something to me or that I can talk about, rant about, and so on and so forth. Meaning that today we're talking about Quantum Error, Dirt 5, Surgeon Simulator 2, Bridge Construction The Walking Dead, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormground, Outriders, Teardown, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, 12 Minutes, The Sims 4 Star Wars, Lemnis Gate, Struggling, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, and Spellbreak. I will try to add links to timestamps in the description down below if you are interested to me just talking about a specific thing. Some of the things I'm just gonna touch really briefly. I'm gonna recap most of the show as I'm going along. I'm just not gonna linger on some bits of the show, so you'll still know what happened. It's just that I am not gonna stay there and watch the videos. I know that some people are gonna be interested in completely different set of things, which is why I'm quickly explaining this to you right now so that you can have a chance to just click off and go to somebody else that watched the whole show and listen to their opinions instead. It's just so that I'm not sitting there going, meh, not my thing, sort of thing. I don't think that would be nice or honorable for the games that were showcased. Overall, I am so happy that this event is happening. It's bringing just that tippy-top cringe that you kind of expect from these kind of big gaming events that you kind of want to see. Plus, get to hear all the new hype announcements, some of which are anti-hype, but we're gonna talk about that too. And yeah, it's just a way to have a good time. And I like having a good time. So, without further ado, Gamescom 2020 has showcased 1 hour and 30 minutes worth of trailers or so before the event even started. And then when it started with a pre-stream of this guy, whoever he is, and he was proper amounts of cringe.
Welcome to the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 pre-show. I'm Kyle Bossman, and this is my hot and stinky apartment. I realize you probably have a lot of questions right now. Who is this guy? Not that important. Is this the show? No. Just to be clear, this is the pre-show. This is you and me for the next 20 minutes getting excited about Opening Night Live proper.
Yeah, so we had this guy. I unironically kind of like him in here because he does get quite entertaining as time goes on. I think they selected their guys well, and he's just the proper amount of cringe. And I am gonna show you that. Quantum Error presentation. Prepare yourselves.
Parents, let me warn you now. It's time to put the kids to bed, because it's about to get scary as hell in here. I don't care if you're in the Western Hemisphere and it is the afternoon. Put the kids to bed.
Put the kids to bed! Okay, the only reason why we're lingering on Quantum Error and why it's in the list, I am so sorry to disappoint anyone that actually looks forward to this game, is just the faces in the trailer. I think they did something wrong with the human factor, or is that just me?
Finally, we did it. That artifact.
Yeah, whenever they're shooty, it's fine. But what is this face? And whenever it's showing you a face, you would expect it to be talking. And it's just a voiceover that's going on. You just and those lips. I suppose it's probably just their graphic style, but it's just not for me. There's a few other... There you go, another one, where it's just... I don't know, it feels like it's from like 2007 or something. It probably doesn't look like a 2007 game. I'm probably remembering 2007 wrong. But I don't know. It's supposed to be a horror game, but because of all of the human shots, it just kind of took me out so much that I was just like, what is this? But moving on to the next bit, I told you the quantum error bit is short. They put a Ford commercial into this, and it was like the biggest what that I have seen in a very, very long time, because it's like a real car commercial.
We launched Project P1 to design a car in collaboration with gamers for gaming. This project was a global first, and our designers let their imagination go wild. So on to our first global announcement. Please welcome our first ever Team Godzilla Project P1 model.
Like, this is not a video game thing, okay? They're legitimately gonna be manufacturing that model. I don't know who they think play video games, but from my experience, it's not the kind of people that can afford to buy a model of Ford. Why? It was like the most game show thing to do, just like put something so off topic. And this thing just goes like completely off the rails, which is really, really a cool thing, honestly. I love when the shows go off the rails, but for now, we're gonna see something that makes sense, and that is on rails. By the way, there's like a lot of excerpts of people just like going, you know, gaming is cool, bro. Gaming is so cool, like in between these. So just so you know. So it's like, what do gaming mean to me? And it's... yeah, cutting forwards through a whole bunch of interviews and people going, what do gaming mean to me? To Dirt 5 advertisement, just because it's a good ad. See, this is how you do cars and gaming. With a car game. Not a Ford commercial. Like, look at how much you can build! And yes, the stream was a bit shaky. Sometimes it would cut out. This is so gonna demonetize me. I'm fine with it. I'm just really loving it. I did play some car games, but I'm normally not that into it, but I'm just loving this. Because it's hype, man. It's hype. It's good music. It shows off like stage building and stuff, and shows off like people going through like a stage and like collecting balloons, and you're like, that looks so fun. That looks like a fun video game sort of thing. The last thing from pre-stream is Switch gets Jurassic World Evolution. Way! Now, for mention only, we get a conversation about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and we learn that developers have learned how to implement a character creator in 2020. That is one of the significant features. That sort of sums up the conversation as well. Unknown 9 Awakening gets a trailer. I am not gonna be going into Unknown 9 Awakening because I don't know what it is. That is how I decided to skip majority of these games. The trailers are so vague that you're like, okay, like if you want me to sum up Unknown 9 trailer, a girl figures out that she can effectively slow time to avoid a boy hitting her with the stick. The trailer. I don't know what the gameplay like. I don't even know what the genre is like. Then there's Doom DLC, and then they interviewed BioWare, And the interview of BioWare is a bit interesting. Mostly because of where it's set. It's set in, like, the absolute middle of nowhere.
You know, 6 years ago, we were on the stage with you at the 2014 Game Awards.
Hey Jeff, I am in my garden.
Accepting the Game of the Year for Dragon Age Inquisition. And since then, we've been imagining new ways to use next-generation technology to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life.
They're talking about the new Dragon Age, but it's like so far away.
Very first look at how BioWare's passionate team of developers are crafting this very special game.
I've been at BioWare for a really long time, so I've got to see it grow up and turn.
It goes from being interviewed in the garden to being interviewed in the woods. Like, they took the BioWare's team for a walk during the global pandemic going, yeah, these woods, that's where we want to do the interview. That's as much as I'm gonna linger on this because they're still in early development. So, I don't have much to say about it. There isn't much, like, off the game. It's just, they're developing it while getting interviewed in, like, outside locations. One girl gets interviewed in the beach. Like, what the hell? And then we have a Surgeon Simulator 2 ad with a crossover with, I swear, it's the actual actor that played in Back to the Future. I swear it's him. This is like one of the dumbest crossovers and I was loving it. I'm still loving it.
Great Scott! I think there's been a serious miscalculation.
Great Scott!
Wait, you're, what's his name? Back to the Future?
I'm Emmanuel Brown, Doctor of Physics, not of Medicine, and certainly not that quack from Rick.
I swear, he even looks like the older version of himself. I swear it is him.
To this precise moment, on August 27th, 2020, because it's imperative we launch Surgeon Simulator 2 right now.
And what exactly do you have to do with Surgeon Simulator?
During the mid-20th century, some friends of mine from Menardshire University invented a state-of-the-art medical training facility, otherwise known as the Surgeon Simulator Training Program. Now, 70 years later, we've digitized the experience. It's unbelievable. You can access the program through your computer and then be medically trained from the comfort of your keyboard. And it's available as of, great Scott, this very moment. Tonight, I want to world premiere a few examples of some of the incredibly successful test subjects who have already completed the course.
So you're saying a world premiere will save our future?
Only time will tell. And speaking of time, I'm off to another world premiere, Avengers 26, The Return of the Son of Thanos, opening 2077. And with that, I leave the fate of the human race in your hands. Just make sure you play Surgeon Simulator 2.
I got so excited. I'm not even that excited about Surgeon Simulator. It was just so awesome. Okay, and now this bit, wasn't that awesome? Because, like, they used a whole bunch of, like, prominent streamers and YouTubers to advertise their game. And whenever they do that, I just feel like I'm kinda immune to that, man, by now. It's just kinda a rising feeling of cringe. Like, stop trying to use influencers. It turns me off rather than turns me on. Afterwards, a second best friggin' crossover in the whole thing as well. And that one was absolutely awesome as well. Fridge! Fridge! It's literally trying to hint what it is. And I love the fact that it's live actors. There's something so corny about it that I love it. It's like the ultimate corn. Oh no, man! Stop playing your video game! There's a zombie! A zombie! Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead. Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead. That is like the most insane thing that I've ever heard, and I'm loving it. Next up, it was a tiny bit of preview of like a new Sam & Max game. I kind of got excited for it, but the preview was so small that I just wanted to throw a mention. Then, world premiere of animated shorts, which I skipped if I wanted to watch animation. It's kind of the same as buying a Ford, okay? If I wanted to watch animation, this isn't the place where I would go to do it. Okay? If I had money to buy a Ford, Gamescom is not where I would be looking for my next car either. Just so you know. And the Shadowlands trailer went about as expected. I'm skipping over because I don't have enough knowledge kind of comment on these things, and because it's just like, I kind of expected exactly that. Then we have a Warhammer game that looks like it kicks ass.
Until finally, the gates of the celestial realm were thrown open. Our last remaining hope, the Stormcast Eternals. Vengeance made manifest.
Dwagon! Dwagon!
What the dead have ravaged.
Dead! Ravaged! And just like with all the trailers, I don't even know the genre that this game aims for. For all I know, it's an RTS, and then my engagement will immediately drop. But, for the time being, I love the trailer. Hence why it's here. Then there was a Crash Bandicoot interview. I kinda just... I'm not too excited. Followed by what looks like a gas-wearing monster hunters? Outriders. The game is called Outriders and colored me intrigued.
I have become terror.
I want your face mask.
A rupture.
I would gladly wear that outside.
Alone, the hordes of Enoch will fall before me. But together, this entire planet.
That was my husband. He's also excited.
The anomaly alters us, each in our own ways. Yet we are drawn down the same road, into the dark heart of creation. 'Cause I feel the way you feel. We will find the source, whatever it holds.
That white dude looked very God of War as well. I don't know what this is, but I want it. I don't even know can I get it. For I know it's like a PS5 exclusive, but I still want it. Holiday 2020! Woo! And of course there's a lot of Red Bull ads, which is what we currently paused upon. Sorry about that. That is followed by a slew of short trailers. Necromunda Underhive War seems cool, but it's like a 4v4v4 online thing, or like thing where you like enter with like 3 bots and fight online. It's just like, the trailer looked really intriguing, but then I heard what the game was, and I was like, so I'm kinda skipping past it. Now, the next is here for idea alone. It is a Teardown, and I think the point of Teardown is to destroy shit, but I also think that the point of Teardown is to run around the level, destroy just the right shit, to then complete the objective fastly, which is honestly kinda cool. I'm gonna say cool a lot. And the guys made their own engine for this. And it kinda looks like Lego. It kinda looks like a small Lego thing. Sounds like there's just a game about destruction or what? But then it's like prepare an efficient path. So it is destruction in order to then complete your mission as efficiently as possible. It's like to a point where he like nudged the thing by just a millimeter. It's like, that's gonna save me time! I won't need to do that extra step! And he takes a car to ram into a building to then take the boat. Next up is Little Nightmares 2. It went about as expected. Then World War... No, wait, what? WWE. My brain immediately goes, World War. No, it's not. It's not a World War. It's WWE 2K Battlegrounds. And the art style makes me think that it's even how the trailer makes it just sounds so much like one of them failed mobile game ads, honestly, and it kind of looks like one. Even though from the particle effects you're like, maybe this is cool to play, but it just looks like pre-rendered animations from one of them mobile game ads with really weirdly proportioned people.
To bring you all the over-the-top action in WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Mamma mia! This is great! This arcade-style video game is over-the-top outrageous, with over 70 WWE superstars and legends brawling it out like never before! Oh no! Hold on to your toupee, Morrow! Look out below! WWE is L-I-T! You know...
See? It's kind of like everybody's a midget, and it just gives me a very, very weird vibe. But no. Apparently, I think it's a PC game. Next up, after this one, there was a... Star Wars Squadron, that one was expected. And then a Star Wars and Sims crossover in The Sims 4. And just so you know how the audience felt about it. How I felt about the new game pack, hashtag The Sims 4, hashtag EA Games. I expected nothing, and I'm still let down. All we want is better babies, fixed glitches, and a Generations pack. Sims Star Wars! Me when they said Sims 4 Star Wars, and I was hoping it would be a winter ski themed game pack. Because my dream is dead. Really, people that like Star Wars and people that like Sims can cross over, but none of them really wanted Star Wars and Sims. That's just lame. It kind of goes off as, hey look, it's an adventure game pack, where you go to a place and you look at it. Because what are you gonna do, have half-breed Sims? It's not like you're actually putting like 3 or 4 races to breed with, are you? No, it's just like a theme park, like, woo! It's fun for the next half an hour and then you can forget about it because it's not gonna play into your gameplay. But look at all the novelty of Star Wars! Woo! But yeah, it's kind of pointless to play the rest of it. Like, yeah, sure, the alien people look cool, but I bet you anything, it's not like they're putting in 3 or 4 races. if they were putting in 3 or 4 races, everybody would be over the moon because they would be like, supernatural sims! No. They tend to dedicate a whole game pack to a single race nowadays. So that there's always like a whole game pack just for vampires, and then there was a whole game pack just to get the witches. So it's not like they're gonna do that here. No. This is kind of like going into a theme park where it's kind of themed in a specific way, except that in a sandbox game, it's something that nobody wants. Next up is a tiny indie game called 12 Minutes, and it's all about a man being stuck in a time loop. I want to watch this again because I'm not too sure if I will ever get to play this game, but I think that it looks cool.
All right, close your eyes.
And it's a good trailer.
I want you to think of a flower. Look at its contours, its curves. Now I want you to imagine it changing. Moving backward, returning to its bud. Think of that bud, unopened. Look at it as a whole. Then silently repeat these phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
An interactive film game about a man stuck in a time loop, and I'm just a sucker for piano music. I'm like, oh, sad story. I kind of want to play through it, but it probably can't because, yep, it's like Xbox exclusive and I don't have one. Then I blinked and I missed the trailer, so that wasn't important. After that came Warframe. Then I kind of got excited for Override 2 Super Mech League because they have an okay trailer, but then they showed a bit of gameplay and it's kind of more of a 1v1 sort of thing in a mech world, and I was like, my excitement just went all the way down the drain. So we're not gonna pick it back up from there, we're gonna leave it there. Mafia came up and it piqued my interest, and then I realized that it's a remaster, and then my interest died. Lemnis Game is a strategy game about unwinding 25 seconds, and I honestly don't know if it's like a multiplayer sort of thing, or if it's not like a multiplayer sort of thing, but like, it looks cool, but I don't know how you would execute that correctly, so hey, this just gets a mention for the idea itself. I think you could do 25 seconds in the gameplay setting if it's just your movement and you make the character invincible while the fast forward goes backward. But honestly, if this was a multiplayer, I would be like doubly intrigued because it just sounds like such an interesting thing. Lego Star Wars, which is kind of meh, kind of what I expected. Then whatever. Well, I know what this insanity is. It's struggling. It's a platformer game, not something I normally play, but it's also co-op, and it just looks so over the top that it's just fitting right into this show, and I love this show for it.
Play this tonight.
Unicorn! this is just so cool for... Okay, this is just a really cool idea, okay? I wish I could see that more often. Followed by Age of Empires 3 Remaster, which honestly kind of looks cool, but it's a remaster. Then Little Hope Horror thing, which was Project Cars, more of samey thing. Chorbs, which sounds cool, but it's a spacey shooty thing, and Mirta's just not into spacey shooty things. Followed by Wasteland 3, which has a good trailer, but I haven't played other Wastelands, so it's kind of wasted on me. Wasted. Okay, this should be about the right point. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. And I was like, Medal of Honor game, no way! Especially considering that they teased it a bit before, but it's like, oh. It went so wrong!
I know this is the first time some of you will see combat. I know you're scared.
Your first reaction is World War II game. Then your second reaction is Medal of Honor.
Scared too.
Cool, can't wait to play it. And Oculus from Facebook.
Gentlemen. I lead the local resistance cell.
Hands.
Something big is happening inside Gestapo headquarters, and we don't know what it is.
We're gonna have to improvise here.
You see, the only way that I'm getting a VR headset is if I legitimately win the lottery. And I feel like a lot of people are at the same position. So, first of all, you get excited in an old franchise is coming back, and then you realize in what way, and then you're like, ah... Alrighty then. I understand that there is a point in making games exclusive to VR in order to attract more VR buyers, considering that there isn't that many normally. But I am legitimately, like, completely excluded from that. So, titles that I used to be interested in, if they're coming out for VR only, it's like, you with that excitement. Last game that we're gonna be visiting is Spellbreak, which I think is multiplayer. I guess. The story for it don't like super makes sense though.
The world was broken, fractured by the magic the Vow Keepers said they would protect us from. Spellstorms still rage across the ruins of the Hollowlands. This is proof, they said. It isn't safe. It can't be controlled.
Don't use magic.
Cannot be used. But I am a battle mage.
If magic no be usey thingy, why would you train a battle mage?
I have broken my vow.
Hey, do the magic-y thingy.
And now I fight.
It's not like you teach people to shoot in order for them to then take care of libraries. The music was like proper anime. Like super uplifting, super there. And this is the gameplay, which I'm gonna assume is multiplayer. I'm not too sure if the arena is not like too big, but the whole abilities just look cool. So at the very least, I will want to try it out. And the rest of the stream is taken over by a bit of Destiny 2, which I was like, gonna haven't played in a while, don't really want to come back for the expansion that erases content, better than just adds new one. And then it was Ratchet & Clank Expanded Demo, which looked really dope, but it's PS5 only, and once again, I am not planning on winning the lottery, so I just kinda over my head. Like, oh, that looks really cool. If I wasn't poor, then I could probably buy that Ford that you advertised at the start of the event. But anyways, this has been Mirta's look at the first day of Gamescom 2020. We still have tomorrow and the day after, and I heard something about Sunday. I think they're having like a closing ceremony on Sunday or something, so we'll see what happens. Did you watch it? Were you excited over anything? I imagine if you were excited about a lot of different things for me, because I practically skipped every big release and focused on majority of the small ones because my brain works weird. It's just, I love it. I love game events because they just, it's hard to explain. They're often over the top and cringe. And kind of clunky, and people act awkward, and there's weird things happening, but that's what makes them great. If you had like a completely professional presentation, you wouldn't even want to watch this. So they pulled this off really, really well, and I'm glad that they did. There were some just insane ideas there, like the Walking Dead and Bridge Constructor crossover, or Back to the Future advertising Surgeon Simulator 2. So I honestly had a great evening, and I am so happy that we're having this so that we can have a bit of extra time with this and a bit of joy in our lives that are normally ruled by a lot sadder events. If you're still watching, thank you. If you like my content, please subscribe. I upload new videos every single day, and I'm planning on continuing to cover this event. I am honestly enjoying covering this event. And that's it for tonight, folks. Toodaloo.